Hi, my name is Aditya and I am the CEO of Automaski. Today we are going to be discussing dark matter and dark energy and if they are a delusional fantasy. But before that, a little bit about Automaski. We've been working on complexity theory since late 80s. We solved P is equal to NP in early 90s. We got into quantum physics in mid 90s and within a few years realized this universe is a simulation and that too a linear order simulation. And that implementing physics won't require of the order of 2 to the power 3n complexity, but rather of the order n complexity, which is linear in nature. We had developed our rudimentary quantum computer a few years later, but only in 2014, when there were massive publications, we figured out which gates to implement and what algorithms to benchmark and test with. Hence, we implicitly achieved quantum supremacy in early 2015 by virtue of having created the world's most powerful quantum computer with a billion qubits with infinite precision. 2 years back, we simulated quantum gravity with a billion qubits, and 6 months back, we publicly launched our RSA 2048 cracking service, available for anyone who cares to pay money and use it. Till then, it was available only to department defenses and agencies around the world behind closed doors. And today, we are working on our quantum gravity computer based on causaloid formalism. Again, if we think of it, the core quantum gravity computer at Automaski has been ready for years now. We've been playing with it and trying incremental changes, just that we don't know how to make use of it because there is nothing published or available out there which shows how something like a quantum gravity computer can be used to solve real world problems. A small piece of advisory, please proceed with caution. If this presentation goes against your belief system, then please ignore this presentation, stop the video and focus on things you are passionate about. If you are respectful and polite, I would love to answer any questions you might have or listen to your thoughts. Feel free to email info@automaski.com. Now, modern human scientists believe that the universe started in a big bang and uh, there was some sort of a primordial explosion and the universe started from uh, infinitesimal point, a singularity perhaps, and then started expanding, and after 14 billion years we are here today. Now, inflationary cosmology is the idea that moments after the Big Bang, the universe rapidly and exponentially expanded. Cosmic inflation is said to explain a lot of observed properties of the universe, such as its structure and the distribution of galaxies, or so the scientists would like to believe. The expansion of the universe is the increase in distance between any two given gravitationally unbounded parts of the observable universe with time. It is an intrinsic expansion whereby the scale of space itself changes. The universe does not expand into anything and does not require space to exist outside it. So that is what inflationary cosmology says. Now, all of this is good, but there is only one problem. Astronomers have found evidence that this theory of Big Bang and inflationary cosmology, if true, then what would have happened is that if these theories were true, what would have happened was that after the explosion, the universe would have decelerated its expansion. But the astronomers found that, contrary to scientific belief, the expansion of the universe may in fact be accelerating. Now, the problem of accelerating expansion is a topic for another day. We will cover that in another video and we'll discuss why that happens and what is the mechanism behind it. Today, we are going to be talking particularly about dark matter and dark energy exclusively. So, scientists have discovered that the expansion of the universe may in fact be accelerating. Now, the irony of science today is that scientists, instead of saying that my theory only captures a part of reality at best and hence is just partially valid and is the best we can do for the time being, that my theory could be wrong, instead of accepting that, they say that my theory is so good, it is the absolute total truth, and my theory is the ultimate definition of the universe and everything in it. And the universe has to comply and work according to my theory. Instead of accepting that, that probably my theory could be wrong. So the scientists invented the concepts of dark matter and dark energy to justify, this accelerating expansion and the observations of the universe around us. This was done just to justify their theories endlessly. Now, what is dark matter? Dark matter is supposed to make up of most of the mass of galaxies and galaxy clusters and is responsible for the way galaxies are organized on grand scales. On Earth itself, there may be more than 10 trillion matter particles in each cubic centimeter of the planet crust. Dark matter is a hypothetical form of matter that isn't visible because it doesn't seem to interact with light at all. Dark matter can refer to any substance which interacts predominantly via gravity because it is matter, and it is the gravitational properties of this dark matter that help scientists explain galaxies. Okay. Now, hence, it need not be composed of a new type of fundamental particle, but at least in part be made up of standard baryonic matter, such as protons or neutrons. Or it may be composed of strange particles which were created in the very early universe. Such particles may include axions, weakly interacting massive particles, WIMPs, etc. Astronomers think that galaxies cannot form without the gravitational pull of dark matter, just because galaxies exist, but compared to the mass they contain, they shouldn't be existing and holding together. Without this mysterious dark matter, they would simply disintegrate and fly apart. That is why dark matter is has been conceptualized, to explain that galaxies stay intact and don't fly apart and don't disintegrate. Now, dark energy was again, conceptualized. It is the name given to a mysterious force that is causing the rate of expansion of our universe to accelerate over time rather than to slow down. Just to explain the accelerating expansion of the universe, scientists said, modern human scientists said that there must be some dark energy pushing this, because acceleration means force, and force over time is basically energy, right? So there is some dark energy that is continuously pumping the expansion and accelerating the expansion of the universe. That's contrary to what one might expect from a universe that began in a Big Bang. Because if the universe began in a Big Bang from a singularity or from an infinitesimal point or whatever, it would have exploded and the explosion would have started expanding the universe, but it would have slowed down. At least after 14 billion years, it would have started to slow down. Now, astronomers in the 20th century learned the universe is expanding and that the expansion is accelerating over time. But there is a huge problem. It turns out that roughly 68% of the universe has to be dark energy, and 27% of the universe has to be dark matter. And only when 95% of the universe is dark energy and dark matter, the rest, everything on Earth, everything we observe with all our instruments, all normal matter, would form the rest of the 5%. And then these theories would be correct. So basically, we have to automatically come up with 19 times our universe to conform to a delusional fantasy for these theories to be correct. I think that's a tall order. Congratulations. Nonsense only goes so far. If you believe in nonsense, you will have no ability to see the truth, though you might argue that ignorance is bliss. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and you believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Thank you, and hope you have a nice day.